rate of urbanization,
sea level rise, food sustainability.
It's the mobility and transportation challenge.
We have social exclusion of some of our neighborhoods.
Not enough water. We have problem with transportation.
Resiliency is to be aware as a city.
A resilient community actually knows how to respond no matter what happens.
El trabajo es pensando en la construcción de un nuevo mundo.
So resilience is your immune system.
In 6 years, 100 Resilient Cities has grown from an idea into a movement. This is now a truly global practice led by cities and partners around the world. And the work of this network is fundamentally changing how cities plan and act in the 21st century. It's been a remarkable journey since the Centennial Challenge was launched in 2013.
Well, the Centennial Challenge is really a call to action, an opportunity for cities to join a network, and we will select 100 cities and work with them to develop technical plans, creative infrastructure financing to enable them to become a resilient city. We'll also be supporting the creation of a Chief Resilience Officer for each of those cities. And of course, the cities themselves will become part of a marvelous network of 100 like-minded cities around the world who are concentrating with our effort and assistance and support to mobilize towards becoming more resilient.
Together, we've seen the first Chief Resilience Officer, the first Resilience Summit, and the first Urban Resilience Strategy. It's amazing to just kick off the first CRO Summit.
When I started as a CRO, I didn't know what that even meant, right? And so rather than thinking about it as, reconfiguring what the city's doing, it's reorienting what the city's doing and always looking through this lens. Are we making it better for people to connect to one another? Are we improving opportunity?
Nous sommes convaincus que pour résoudre les grands défis qui sont posés à nos villes, les défis du XXIe siècle, le défi climatique, risque terroriste, nous devons vraiment avoir une stratégie pour garder des enfants.
또 진행하고 집행하는데 전체적인 책임을 지고 있다고 생각합니다. 시너지 효과를 우리가 얻을 수 있다고 합니다.
Resilience has enabled cities to tackle shocks and stresses in more integrated, inclusive, and innovative ways.
The Resilient Cities has given us a framework to create a 12-year strategic plan in order to be able to recognize what our shocks and, more importantly, what our stresses are on a daily basis that we need to be able to address if we are going to create a city for all.
Well, it's really important to have a policy that is based on an appropriate approach in terms of resiliency. To have plans, but also to have active programs.
Well, 100 Resilient Cities gave us, I think, two really important pushes. One was to think about this in how, not just the what, but how. And second is to really push this forward not as a policy area, but as a value. And we couldn't have done that without sort of this broad approach that you helped us push forward in the city.
So we as an organization measure our success by cities trading the best solutions. And so the opportunity of having 100 cities with professional support, but also the Chief Resilience Officer as a professional, was just a really fabulous alignment with the organization, with the community that is emerging around it.
Together, this movement has achieved so much. We've changed the conversation. 80% of the cities in this network have institutionalized the position of Chief Resilience Officer using their own funding. By the end of 2019, more than 80 cities will have resilience strategies with over 4,000 actions and initiatives. And together, we've fostered more than 200 collaborations between 100 RC platform partners and member cities.
Grâce à la résilience, on peut redevenir optimiste pour le futur. Et c'est toute la force de cette approche. La culture du risque, traditionnellement, c'est plutôt de dire « attention, il y a des choses terribles qui vont arriver, il faut s'y préparer ». La culture de la résilience, c'est de dire « nous sommes confrontés à des enjeux, mais ces enjeux, nous pouvons les transformer en opportunités de création d'emplois, de renforcement du lien social, d'amélioration de la qualité de vie. Prenons ces enjeux tels qu'ils sont, et trouvons des solutions en associant le plus de monde possible pour en créer du plus pour le territoire. C'est toute la force de l'approche résiliente.
All of these issues, climate change, social inclusion, cyber resilience, are issues that each and every one of these cities struggles with now and will have to continue to struggle with. And I'm excited to work with them together to figure out the best practices that we need to implement.
We have 4 different projects for blue and green infrastructures that have funding, are currently being designed and will be implemented in the next 5 years.
The future is important because we have to continue moving on with this movement. It's about resilience, and resilience is the most important quality in this era.
The main impact from this network has been the fact that we have peers. We have people we can ask about almost any topic, any problem we're having, somebody else has dealt with it.
I'm very excited about the future of urban resilience because this is a global movement that created for the cities and now it's led by the cities.
100 Resilient Cities has changed my life. For the last 2 years have been 2 of the most meaningful years in my life, and I've been working for the last 40 years. And I believe through this I can bring about positive change to my city.
My reflection about 100 RC is the importance of the network and how wonderful each and every person that makes up that network is.
We know our movement is at a pivot point and that this work is going to change. But this network is strong, and I have every confidence we will continue to see impact for years to come. When we look back in 10, 20, or 30 years, let's measure success on whether we've done ambitious and bold things to make cities more livable, sustainable, and resilient for all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been the work opportunity of a lifetime, and I've been incredibly privileged to be a part of it. We're doing the most important work of the 21st century, and I think that we are going to be friends, colleagues, and allies for years to come. Viva!